Her name's Jacqueline, but I keep calling her Petunia.
Oh.
Stand by.
Oh, wait. Do we go live yet?
Yeah, we're live.
All right. You see that thing on the J Concepts thing you could order?
Oh, the carbon fiber
Boards?
boards? Yeah.
I got one. I
Oh.
ordered one.
Wow. See, now nobody will, you won't have to worry about people stealing your pit mat now.
Well, I'm going to take it home.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to leave that thing.
Yeah, you're not going to leave that thing.
Jeez.
Well, I got my ringer. I got my thing that's saying that we're live. So,
Okay.
Also, we'll pivot is 110.
110?
110. Oh, what is my
right.
YouTube doing? I got to turn this volume down. There we go. Hang on a second, because I've been waiting to do this. I brought my own ice thing. It's filled with ice, which is really, okay, I got a really funny story before I do this. So I'm filling this thing up with ice in my refrigerator, right? And my cat, Roxy, whenever the ice thing, like if I can't find her, all I got to do is go over to the thing and hit the ice machine, and she comes running because these little ice things every once in a while fall on the floor. And then she sits there and plays with it. So instead of buying her toys, all we got to do is like just drop ice on the floor and she'll play with it for like until it melts. So I'm sitting there filling this up, and all of a sudden the ice stops coming out, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And then it sounds like it's still going. I'm like, "Oh crap!" And so then I grab the thing and I pull it, and then all of a sudden all this ice falls out of it. So there's probably like twice as much ice as this on my floor right now at home. I tried to clean up as much as I could, but I was also running late, and so Gretchen's going to come.
Left.
Yeah, Gretchen's going to come home, and she's going to find a wet floor and wonder what in the world went on. And she's probably going to blame it on Emerson, which is that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, he does. Hang on. And the only reason why I brought ice because this is not really that cold, and I got a thing for cold kickstart now. It's got to be cold.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not very good. So, this is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex, and with me as always,
I'm Will Brinton.
and we're here to do the Hobbyplex Show podcast. And if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, leave a chat. Make sure you give a like. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And as always, per our own rules, if we do ask questions and stuff at the end, answer questions. I'm out of it again today. I don't know why, but we answer questions at the end. But if you got something pressing on your mind and you want us to discuss it or to answer it, leave a super chat and interrupt the show, and that will interrupt the show and go with it. So,
Yeah, give us some money.
Yeah, give us some money. Speaking of that, we have we're on Patreon too. We haven't picked up any new ones. It's still Peter Renault, Jason Haley, Steve Eichler, and Nick Nuthouse. So
Yeah,
it's
thanks,
awesome.
guys.
We have some stuff in the works for some exclusive content for a little while on there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't announce it yet, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Did you talk to those guys?
I've talked to one of them, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have to tell me who it was.
Yeah, I'll tell you who it was. As always,
Do I know him?
Yeah, you know him. This show is.
Do I like him?
I think so. Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
As always, this show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show, and when you're getting a home loan or refinance, and you can get yourself 1.125 off your interest rate. I really bungled that one, didn't I? Or
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, $500 lender credit, either or. You don't get both. You get to choose which one, and use it towards your next home loan refinance.
I'd go for that 0.1% off your overall.
Yeah. Get a hold of Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad.
Yeah, call Aiden Olson's dad. Just call him. Say hi. You know, just call him and be like, "Is this Aiden Olson's dad?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, it is." And you'll be like, "Okay, I was just checking," and then hang up.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah.
He drops our sponsorship because he started getting harassed at work. Like,
just my luck. I was watching an episode of South Park where they had a phone number for like a ranger station or something. It was like an actual phone number. Or no, it wasn't. It was like a business in Colorado. It was like the actual phone, like company's number. I called it, and it was like after hours, and they didn't answer. But like somebody must have made him mad.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see where Kevin Hart posted? Nick. I can't remember his last name. Who's the guy?
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon's actual cell phone number in Las Vegas.
Really? Why?
Something about baby daddies and something else.
Like, was he mad at him?
No, it was like a joke,
Oh,
like a prank.
that's funny.
It is pretty funny.
That's a good prank.
I had a rough weekend.
Yeah, you did.
Saturday was okay because it was summer series
Yeah.
race and we had a good turnout and everybody left happy. So
Yeah, we gotta go home happy.
Sunday was pretty rough. Did you feel good on Sunday?
What do you mean?
Well, I woke up cranky. I woke up just in a really bad mood on Sunday.
You just like woke up holding the baseball bat, breaking stuff.
Kind of.
Really?
I mean, I woke up and I was late. I wanted to go to that crawler event.
Yeah.
And I woke up late. And
I was fine. I went to lunch with my mom at Buzzard Billy's in downtown Lincoln. Yeah, my wife woke me up because I didn't go to bed until like 2 after I got home from our misadventure of going out to eat.
I felt bad for you because you had to drive a whole nother hour to get home.
Yeah. I didn't have anywhere to be, you know.
Dude.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Like
No
I'm
big
sure
deal.
I'm sure it's like this everywhere, but I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row now. Is it 2 weeks in a row or no? Because I was in which didn't seem to have that big of a problem. I mean, Twin Peaks was pretty well staffed down there, but
oh hell yeah!
the week before that we tried to go to Hooters up here and we couldn't get seated. I didn't want to go. And then
Justin, Stevie, and I waited 3 hours to get just to order.
Yeah.
And we sit at the bar and we had menus, and every time the waitress would walk by, we're just like, "Hey, we can order whenever you feel like taking an order, you know, no big deal." And we just kept doing that, and we were there for 2 hours, and him and I had already drank 3 or 4 giant beers, and so we were like, "Oh, we're here, man! We're getting some dang wings. I don't care how long it takes now."
Yeah.
And so, I think we left there at 1.
Dude, nope.
I got home at 2. So this is after the gas truck series.
Yeah.
Or after the truck series.
Yeah.
So we were already there. We got there we got there 6 o'clock, 7.
Because I called you and I'm like, I called you and I'm like, I don't really feel like going. And you're like, no, come on, you got to come out. And I'm like, fine. So I asked Gretchen if she wanted to eat with us because she always gets mad that I never ask her if she wants to come out with us. So I'm like, hey, you want to go to Hooters with us? And she's like, not really. And I'm like, well, too late. I'm coming home to get you. And so they're waiting for me. And we get there, and you had said, I remember you had told me, you're like, we haven't even been seated yet. Just go ahead and come on out. You're not missing anything yet. You're like, they'll probably get us a table just at the time you get here. Yeah. And so I got there, and you were still in the bar, you and Justin, and we walk over, and we stood there for a half hour, and it was pretty clear that there was not going to be a table for us anytime soon.
Well, the thing that was funny, we had the buzzer. The little thing that goes off and it's like, hey, your table's ready, whatever. I asked the gal, I was like, hey, this hasn't gone off in 4 hours, so we're just gonna eat at the bar eventually. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't even know how these things work. We just hand them out. I don't know how to activate it or nothing. People just come up and ask us if their table's ready. We're like, oh yeah, perfect timing. I was like, wow, What an illusion! The smoke and mirrors in this
Man.
place. That
So we go to
could have
Applebee's.
just been her. I don't know.
Maybe we go to this Applebee's 2 weeks later because we're like,
Oh wait.
hold on.
So the last round or 2 rounds of the summer series ago, Alex Vanderbeek, Dustin Hosick, Jackson, and I go to Hooters, and it's the Colin McGregor fight night.
Yeah.
And so we go there, and we're like, hey, there's a table outside.
Wait,
Can we
I have a
just, eat
hold
outside?
on. How many dudes were there in horrible bedazzled shirts?
Oh, a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, so we're like, okay, so let me back up. 4 weeks before that, I think, maybe even like, I don't remember when it was like Kyle, Andy, and I or whatever. It's like the last time I'd been at Hooters, and there was a UFC fight, and there was 3 or 2 or something like that of the matches where somebody broke their leg.
Yeah.
This guy broke his knee.
Yeah.
Dude broke
It
his
was
leg.
Silva. Whatever his name's Silver. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a UFC.
So that,
I don't follow UFC.
yeah, so that happened like right in a row. And I'm like laughing, like, you see that? Look at his leg break. Anyway, so fast forward to next, whatever. So we're sitting there, Colin McGregor fights on, can't get a table. We're sitting at a table, but we can't be served because apparently they can't do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I go in, I'm like, hey, can I get a soda or something and take outside? And like the guy said I can't have beer outside. And they're like, all right, yeah, here's soda. So they gave us free pop. Whatever. So we go outside, we're sitting at the table. Colin McGregor's fight's on, or like there's like the fight before it, and they're fighting and stuff and punching each other and whatever. And so it's been like 45 minutes. I go in, I'm like, hey, how's the table looking? They're like, well, nobody's left yet. They're probably waiting for the Colin McGregor fight. It'll probably be after the Colin McGregor fight. And I was like, okay, cool. Hopefully he breaks his leg like the last time we were here. And like 10 people broke their leg, then all these people go home. And that's exactly what happened. He broke his leg in the first round. And I was like, yes, we get a table and food. Like as soon as he broke his leg, like I was like, I think I leaned over to Jackson or Dustin. I was like, this guy's gonna break his leg. You know he's gonna break his leg, right? And it's like, fuck, his dang leg snapped off. So anyway, so
That's amazing.
That was the Colin McGregor Hooters experience. Did I finish my last Hooters experience? Yeah, I think I did. And then we're moving on to Applebee's. So,
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we had a really good day, summer series, and we all decide that we're gonna go out to eat. Emerson, I'm like, Emerson, you need to take me out to dinner because he, for the most part, kept to himself all day. But the times that he didn't, he was like, he came into my booth as the races started, the mains, and he's like, do you need anything? And I'm like, yeah, I need you to go sauce my tires so I don't have to waste time and go in there and do it myself. I said, just sauce my rears and then take whatever the residue's left and just do my fronts. And that was like 3 races before my race was up, which is about right for timing. My race comes up, I go inside, and my tires are bone dry if you didn't do it. And so then I had sauce in my tires for maybe a minute or so. And so my car was not as good as it could have been. In the main, I'm not blaming my son, but gosh darn it, if you're going to say you're going to do something, go do it.
Yeah, dang it.
So then I was like, I'm like, all right.
Stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, you're taking me out to dinner. And I'm like, let's try to go somewhere close this time because obviously Hooters probably isn't the best choice at the moment, right? Until they get more staff. So I'm like, let's go to the Applebee's by my house. So we go to the Applebee's by my house, and we walk in, and there were some warning signs, man. The floor was sticky.
I was like, it's the ambiance. Like you like said that you're like the floor's sticky. I'm like, it's fine. It's the ambiance. You know, you're Applebee's. You know,
yeah,
part of it. Like, come eat good in the neighborhood and stay for the sticky floors.
Right.
Like, you know, that's like their thing.
So that happened. We sat down, and it started to become pretty clear that they were also very short staffed. She did come over and get our drinks right away. And to be honest with you, we probably had a chance to order at that moment.
Yeah, we wasted a lot of valuable ordering time.
Yeah, but we didn't. And
we didn't realize what we were doing. We didn't know where we were at in the space time continuum and the time to order stuff. Anyway.
So I was watching the clock just because I had my phone on me, and I think we got there at like 10:30, and we didn't actually get our order in until like 5 minutes before 11.
Oh yeah, it was like perfect timing.
And then I ordered. I don't know about you. I can't remember. Did you order appetizers?
I ordered an appetizer because it's half price appetizers.
That's
you
right.
Can't pass a deal like that up. I ordered boneless. They're supposed to be hot buffalo, and she brought me barbecue, and I was like, I ordered buffalo, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That was my mistake. Let me just take those off, and we'll bring you some new ones." I'm like, all right, yeah, just bring me the right ones, whatever. Then, well, you can talk about your.
You never did. You never did get them.
No, I never got them.
Yeah, never got
them. Never got them. I didn't pay for them, but I never got them.
Yeah. So I just ordered chips and queso dip because I was really hungry and I wanted it to become before dinner. Well, they waited until dinner. But anyways,
yeah, they brought it
trying to make
like 20 plates.
I'm trying not to like play this out too long, but basically it was a horrible Applebee's experience. My food, I ordered a medium steak. When it was brought out, the dude just like, he's like, "Who got the whatever broiled steak?" And I'm like, it's not what I ordered, but it's steak, so I guess I'll take it. And then he set it in front of me, and I looked at the plate, and I went, "Nope," because it was like it
Might
was.
as well have said who ordered the boot heel.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad, and so I was like, "This is not what I ordered," and it's like way overcooked. And but I remember I told her, I go, "I'm really hungry, so I'm just gonna eat it, but I'm not gonna pay for it."
Yeah, that's exactly what you're like. That's fine, I'll eat it, but I'm not paying for it. I was like, damn, dude.
So it kind of all worked out because I ate your barbecue wings.
Yeah.
I just pushed my plate off to the side and forgot about it. Emerson enjoyed his. He liked his wings. The chips,
the random mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, the chips and dip were fantastic. We got some mozzarella sticks just from nowhere when nobody ordered them, and I guess Jackson was with us. He liked his stuff, so it ended up working out. It was fine.
Yeah, my Fiesta lime chicken was pretty good. Olay. I was get that at Applebee's. That's my go-to.
Yeah, so we got there like 10:20, and we didn't leave until 5 minutes after midnight.
Yeah.
And this leads me in to something I really wanted to talk about today on the podcast. If I were a giant douche canoe, we easily could have given that restaurant some sort of review.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
But we did not do it because we're not douche canoes, and it's not necessarily. It wasn't our waitress's fault.
Yeah, I mean, the place is dangerously understaffed.
Yes.
Like, chaos could have ensued at any moment.
She got her order wrong, but in the end, I mean, it was probably somebody in that restaurant probably got an 8-ounce sirloin steak cooked to perfection, medium.
Yeah, maybe.
Or
they just ate it and refused to pay for it because it wasn't what they wanted.
Well, did you hear the table next to us? The table next to us with the two dudes that were laughing at us. They got
what's that?
They got a whole bunch of free stuff too because all their stuff was messed up.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I saw that dude laughing, like pointing at me and like laughing his ass off because of what I was saying. I was like, my man over there.
he knows. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Like, you guys are screwing up all my food. How am I supposed to eat this? I'm like the guy on SpongeBob that didn't get his drink with the Krusty Krab pizza.
Right.
For all of my fellow late 90s, early 2000s cartoon watchers. They grew up then.
I've left some reviews. Right? If you find look up the reviews for the Burger King on 99th and Blair High Road.
Yeah, some of that didn't age well, but it's still hilarious.
And and look up Gunter Loxes. That's my acronym. I've left a couple scathing reviews of places, okay, but they totally deserved it, and it was truthful, right? Mm-hmm. The latest 1-star review that the Hobbyplex has gotten is a 100% fabrication.
Oh yeah, I was there.
And I normally we don't really respond to 1-star reviews that we get, because most of the time there's more to it than just what these people write.
Yeah.
I also have noticed that every time that we hire a new person or multiple new people at a time, that the 1-star reviews kind of spike because people tend to be kind of impatient.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you can't even use like, hey, this is my first day or week, like, as an excuse anymore. Yeah. Like, it's just like unacceptable, I guess.
Yeah.
Where's the understanding and the compassion?
Right. Totally.
This place would be really great to work if it wasn't for the customers.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that. I mean,
do you know what movie that's from? I'm sure you don't,
Clerks.
because you've
It's
never
from
seen
Clerks.
it yet. I'm sure.
That's from Clerks. That's got to be from Clerks.
It's from Clerks.
Yeah. I knew that. Gosh. Okay. Should I just read the review and just dissect it, or how do we go about this? Because normally, like I said, we don't respond, but this is so outrageously false that read
it, man.
I feel like I gotta
testify.
All right. This is a 1-star review for the Hobbyplex, which normally I wouldn't do this, but this guy is so infuriating. There's a whole story that goes along with this. Okay. Very rude staff. They make you feel like you're bothering them if you ask a question. Now, I just like to say that if you look at all the other Google reviews that we have, there hasn't been one of the there seems to be this like stigma that hobby shops have, because I've read a lot of different reviews in a lot of different hobby places, and it always seems like either rude or bothering them, or even that one guy who like said that I was condescending because I was trying to get him to buy the correct size screws for his Traxxas car. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being condescending. I'm telling you, you want these screws. It's your car's metric, so you buy metric screws. Why would you not want to get the right screws? Why is it? How in the world is that condescending? That always bothered me.
I've gotten to the point where it's like you tell somebody like how to do something, and it's like in that case, like I was like, fine, strip out all your stuff. I don't care. I'll sell you the parts and the right screws later. It don't matter to me.
Yeah. That's what I told him. That's fine, man. Back then, that's what I told this guy. I'm like, I mean, it's your car. You can strip everything out if you want to. I'm just trying to prevent you from, getting stuff wrong. And then he's like, well, now you're just being rude. And I'm like, I can't win with this guy. Like, that was a long time ago though. So anyways, I can say without a doubt that the staff we have now and have had for the last couple of years, there's no way that anybody should ever feel bothered by asking us a question.
Nah.
And I'm gonna be very blunt. Kip is a great dude. Okay, he's our airplane guy. He's not as tactical on the RC side of things, so sometimes he can't dive deep into RC stuff, but he can into airplane stuff. So sometimes if you ask him a question that's an RC thing that he doesn't understand, his thing is to either get one of us or do his best, but in some way, almost like bail, like just bail, like get one of us and do that. But sometimes he's not as tactful with that. But I'm I don't know. I'm sorry this guy feels that way, but I can guarantee that especially the staff we have right now, it's not like that at all. Okay, this is the one thing that got me, because I went back and reviewed the tape, and this is complete bulldookie. Waited 20 minutes to check out while 3 employees stood and looked right at me. No, that is not what happened. This guy was there on a Sunday, and from noon to like 2, we're crazy busy on Sunday. And because I wasn't there, I was in Hutchinson, right? So we were short one person. So I went back and I looked at the video, and the gentleman's waiting behind other people who were waiting to get waited on. So he's just impatient. This guy's just impatient. I bought a Blade 120 S2 from them, and it lasted 5 minutes when the rear motor quit. Called them and got told they won't do anything. I guess with their no refund policy, they can sell junk and get away with it. Hobbytown used to be the best, but now they're more like the worst. Okay, so this is where
actually you should read it like this, like actually now they're kind of like the worst now.
Okay, so here's what this guy's leaving out. Okay, and this is why this is complete bull dookie. This guy actually bought a plane, an airplane, flew it, then returned it. Okay, little $100 airplane, flew it, crashed it, broke it, then returned it, claiming that it didn't work out of the box.
See, the thing I understand is like now there's like all this extra like flight technology, safe technology, thing will like these planes now, these beginner high wings, like you literally like flip a switch, it'll fly itself and land itself. Like you can put like GPS like limiters on it and it'll just turn around on its own, and I mean it's insane.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like the easiest way to get into airplanes now. Like I remember I was building airplanes, I'd spend like 3 or 4 days or a couple weeks building an airplane and go fly it, and I didn't know how to fly it and I'd crash it trying to trim it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then like just have to start over.
Dude, I remember those sorry Horizon Hobby, but this was like 15 years ago. Remember those Firebirds? Remember the Hobby Zone Firebird? Oh my god, those were terrible.
I had one.
They're awful.
I was flying it at my grandparents' back. I still have that plane somewhere. I flew it fine.
Really?
It came with a coupon for a free new wing.
Oh,
and I used that coupon. Dan gave me the wing.
You want to talk about a nightmare? Like I think it was like the second, maybe the first full Christmas that I worked there.
Mm-hmm.
We must have returned just almost every single one of those that we sold because they could not fly.
Really? See, I was flying mine. It was finally toast because I crashed it and it broke the centerpiece of carbon between the two motors.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, oh, it was like I had it for like a month. I think I only flew it a handful of times. I like went and bought the carbon to fix it. Returning it wasn't like I knew that was wrong even when I was like 10, 12.
Yeah.
Like I just don't get some people these days.
So our guys went ahead and returned this plane, gave him store credit. He turned around and bought this 120. Now, here's what I found out after the fact, because I read this on Tuesday morning. I read this and I'm like, oh man, like that doesn't happen very often anymore. So I asked about it, and this guy turned around and got a 120. They even opened up the box to show him that it was all new, that there was nothing wrong with it, all new, right? So that he had already returned one plane claiming that it didn't work out of the box. And then after the fact, after closer inspection, it had like grass stains and stuff on it. So it had clearly been flown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm standing there on Tuesday. I haven't been there in 4 days. I was in store for like 3 minutes. Okay. And I'm standing there and this guy walks in with a 120S. And I'm like, no way. Is this the guy? I'm like, why did he give us a review before he even came into the store? So Tim's there. And I'm sitting there, I'm kind of eavesdropping, and this guy slides this thing on the counter, and he goes, yeah, the tail rotor stopped working after 5 minutes, and I just want to exchange it. I just want to get a new one. And Tim's like, okay, all right. And here's how you know, I've been doing this long enough, here's how you know something's up. Because what people will do if they broke something, like this happens sometimes with RC cars, people will break it. They'll like break an A-arm or something like that. And they'll be like, oh, I'm taking it back. And they put everything back in the box the way that they found it when it was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And then take all the batteries out of the radio and box it all up real nice and neat and then bring it in. And I'm sitting there going, why'd you do that? And I open it up and I go, oh yeah, dude, you just broke an arm. Let's go get your parts so you can fix it. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
You mean I can't return the car? I'm like, no, of course not.
Of course not.
So the helicopter comes in.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, the helicopter comes in. Tim opens it up. He lifts it out of the box, and when he lifts it out of the box, the tail, the tail is bent, and it's carbon fiber. So then he looks closer at it, and the tail is broken. Like the actual tail bar or whatever you call it is broke. And Tim's like, this has definitely been flown and crashed. And at first the guy was like, oh, no, it hasn't. No, never did it. Nope. Definitely didn't crash it.
What?
Definitely didn't crash it. It worked fine. And then it worked after. And then Tim's like, no, you really crashed this thing. It's broken. Like you just, got to fix it. So then the guy started calling us names. And while he was sitting there, and he was getting all puffy and stuff like that. And I had been there for now 4 or 5 minutes after 4 days off. And I was just like, man, this guy sucks. And so I stepped in, and Tim started to call Horizon, and I stepped in. I go, hey, man. I'm like, we're going above what most other places would do. We're going to call Horizon Hobby for you. If they go ahead and say to swap it out, we'll swap it out, man. I'm like, you should be doing this, but instead we're doing it for you. So we're doing good for you, right? And then he's like, well, why can't I get something right now? And I'm like, because we got to make a phone call. Like, it takes 5 minutes. Well, it turns out that Horizon Hobby's air queue, I guess, was bad or something like that. So I don't know what happened. But anyways, we never did get a call back from Horizon Hobby. So Tim was able to talk the gentleman out of leaving to just leaving it there. And, we'd try again later. But before I did, I was like, hey, calling us names ain't going to get you anywhere any faster. And the guy's like, I never called you names. What are you talking about? I never said anything. And I'm like, yes, you did. I heard you like 3 times. So then it got weird the rest of the time that guy was there. Because I wasn't even supposed to work, but I put on a shirt because we were kind of busy. So I put on a shirt and I started helping other people out. And I was just basically from that point on, like ignoring this guy. And so then the guy left, and then I tried calling Horizon on Wednesday, still didn't get a call back. Finally called Thursday, talked to my rep. The rep's like, just go ahead and give him another one. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, okay. So we go over. It's not going to cost us anything, so who cares, So I go over there, I grab a new one, and I was going to have Kip call him. Kip came in at noon, and I was like, this is a perfect situation for Kip to call this guy, and then he can deal with him, right? Well, the guy walked in at like 11:40 or something like that, and I go, hey, man, speak of the devil. I was just about to call you. And so he's pretty apprehensive because he and I got into kind of a semi-argument, on Tuesday. And I'm like, hey, we're going to go ahead and replace it for you. Horizon Hobby said to go ahead and do it. This is a one-time deal. After this point, you'll have to deal with Horizon Hobby from this point on. And then I go, I just want to show you something really quick because I didn't want to let it go because I was mad because this guy's a liar, So
yeah.
So I take the brand new 120 and I flip it up and I set it on the table and I go, okay, I just want you to see this. This is a brand new 120S. You can see I pick up the helicopter and I see there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Everything's in one piece. Everything's fine. I put it back in the thing and I close it. And then I go over to his helicopter just sitting there and I go, okay, this is your helicopter that you brought in claiming that you had never, that it just out of nowhere stopped working after 5 minutes. And I picked it up and I say, so this one's got a broken tail right here. Oh, there's also grass stains and scratches on the blades. Oh, and then if you look here on the bottom, there's actually a bunch of scratches down here too on the landing gear. And I'm like, oh, look at this, the tail rotor. Look, it also has one grass stain right there too. So clearly this has hit the ground pretty hard. And then I go, I just want you to know that we know what you know. And I didn't want to like call him a name or a liar to his face at that moment because I just didn't feel like it. But I was like, kind of inferring it. I was just like, dude, it's false. Like everything in this 1-star review is false. The guy got a brand new helicopter, and he only waited 20 minutes because we were freaking busy on a Sunday. So if there's people ahead of you in line, then guess what? You get to wait. This is just part of the deal.
Yeah.
We're a hobby store with like 4 people working, and if there's 40 people in the store, that's a 1 to 10 ratio. You're going to have to wait a little bit, Now, that being said, we have a rule at the Plex that if you are at the register waiting to check out, whatever one of these guys are doing, if they're not up there, they have to stop what they're doing with that customer and go ring you up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are not, if you're not up there within, say, like 10 seconds or less, we get in trouble. So so nobody's standing at the register waiting for 20 minutes to get wrung out. That's just blatantly false. That hasn't happened. If it has happened, it definitely hasn't happened since like 2016 when the store kind of changed and all that stuff kind of got put behind the counter, because that has been a rule that goes over with every single day that we're there. We get reminded of it to the point where it's just second nature now. If we see somebody, we drop everything, we'll be right back. And we go to the front, we bring that person up, and then we come back to the person that we're helping. So, you know, and we only have 2 registers. So if both registers are being used and there's a line to the window, which sometimes can happen, yeah, it might take a little while. But I guarantee nobody was just staring at this guy for 20 minutes. Did you did you read this guy's other reviews?
I did. I did at Applebee's, remember?
Yeah. So this guy, we're looking at his other reviews, and it all kind of sounds the same, to be honest with you, didn't it?
Yeah, they're all 1-star reviews.
Very rude staff, had to wait, blah, 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 didn't get what he wants, blah, 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 wah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways.
Yeah, delivery driver was rude.
Delivery
1 star.
driver. Yeah, 1 star. And kiss my butt. Kiss my butt. So, oh my God, is this guy no. Oh my goodness. I just got a text, and we'll have to talk about it after the show. It's crazy. It's a crazy twist of events.
About this situation?
Yeah. This could be a privacy concern, so I don't want to say his name, and I definitely don't want to acknowledge that this happened, but I'll tell you afterwards. This is amazing.
Sure.
Oh, life
that's
is
great.
Dude, I
think I know what happened.
Life is not fair. You know that? This is what I just got on my phone that my sister found about this guy proves that life is not fair.
Oh, really?
Holy crap.
Oh, I thought he was watching.
No, he's not watching. Even if he was watching, I don't care.
Yeah, he could super chat, and hey, if you're watching right now,
you
can super chat us and give us your side of the story if you want.
Yeah.
give us $5 so you can
give us $5 so you can we'll read verbatim what you put on here too. We'll go for it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. There's you know how we've had in the past we've had safe words at the Plex, like tapioca was a safe word on Tuesday nights. If we were getting mad at stuff, we'd yell out instead of getting all pissed off and hitting stuff or throwing stuff around, we'd all just yell tapioca.
Yeah, or Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. That's a good one, actually. I miss saying that one. I always forget about that one.
Yeah.
I have a saying that I don't know. I have a saying and that I want us to use now whenever this happens, but I don't know how I can say it.
Oh, I know you can say it. Be ready on the button.
You ready on the button? You guys, all right, you ready? All right. I'm going to count. I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. Fuck you, Brian. Was that okay? You want to try again?
I think that came across.
All right, we might have came across. All right. Anyways.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, F Brian.
Yeah, screw you, Brian.
So anyway, like when something bad happens, like something breaks, like your car breaks, F Brian, F you Brian. Like,
from now on, if something bad happens to you at the Plex, you have to say screw you, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's funny though is we have like 3 or 4 people named Brian at the Plex, and they'll be like, "What did I do?"
That'd be great.
What did I do? And you're like, "No, it's not you. It's."
It's this long story. Here, let me explain.
It's this long story. Yeah. It's fine. Okay, so that's out of the way. I feel a lot better. That was kind of therapeutic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Aren't you happy you don't have to deal with that sort of thing?
It's worse in the
I was gonna say
when you have a mad customer because they're coming to you because they're usually losing like I don't know $400 or $500 an hour, by not having their stuff up, So
that's true. I bet that
I have to deal with customers. Like, I fired customers before. I was just like, yeah, just don't come back. I said that before. Like, we had this guy that like paid his bill. It was like, I don't know, $100. It wasn't much. Got him out the door, $100, and came back and said, I went to another welding shop and they said that they could have done it for $75. I mean, I want some compensation here. I was like, well, shit. Or I was like, well, dang, you should have took it there then. He's like, well, that's not good enough. I was like, I don't know what you want me to do. Just don't come back. Like, I'm working on. You see that over there? That's $3,000 out the door for that one part that I'm building right now. I don't have time to deal with $25. Just go and never come back. Thanks.
Have you ever seen that? Those videos of I saw this one video where this guy replaced a window on some person's car, and then she was complaining about the window, and so he took a crowbar. She wasn't going to pay him, so he took a crowbar and just smashed the window again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's like, you're not going to pay me? Fine. You're not going to have a window.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Cool. Yeah.
Anyways, Brian P. No, you actually have spelled your name correctly. This is the incorrect.
Yeah,
this is the incorrect spelling of Brian. I only know one other person with a Brian spelled this way, so at least I think I do.
Yeah, I don't. That's the first time I ever saw it spelled that way.
Yeah, every other Brian that I know has it spelled correctly. So, anyways, I'm probably gonna get in trouble. Maybe, I don't know. This would be like the one show that the owner has listened to in a year or something like that.
Yeah. Oh well. I'll take responsibility too.
Yeah, it was Will's idea.
Yeah, no, it's you can say that. I take the heat.
Let's see. Where are we at? How long have we been on?
I don't know.
How long have we been on for? Has to be like
couple hours.
33 minutes.
33 minutes? All
43.
right. Well, now that that's out of the way, there was a Summer Series race this weekend.
Yeah, there was.
And it was nice. So this July, the month of July, is the one that has... See, I'm still like all flustered because of this guy. At least I'm awake now. I wasn't awake earlier. Now I'm awake again. Anyways. It was so whenever we have a Summer Series, we always try to fit in an extra like week. And usually there's 5 weeks in 1 month, either July or June, usually. And so this year it just happened to be July. So we got our second one. And we ended up with 100. What was it? 155, I think. Let me get in here. I'm not prepared. Where's it at? There it is, right there. And then it's this one, Hobbyplex, the correct one, not the other one.
Not those name stealers.
Name stealers. What if we named our place OCRC? Like
It'd be like McDowell's.
Like Omaha Car Racing. OCRC Car Racing Center. Omaha Car Racing Center.
That'd be funny. They probably think it is funny for like 5 minutes, and then
then be like,
time
"Hey,
to sue."
Time to sue."
Send that cease and desist order over.
Yeah. Okay, 157 entries, pretty much par for the course nowadays. I always talk about I talk about entries, but it's not that I care, like, don't care if they're like if we only had like 107 entries, then I'd be like, whoa, like, what's going on? But 150 I can deal with. Are you still cracking up about the OCRC thing?
Yeah. It'd be so funny.
Like, let's say I just magically won the lottery. Let's say I won the lottery and I went to the owner of Hobbyplex and I said, "Hey, I want to buy the off-road part of the Hobbyplex, just the building and all the stuff in it. Here, I'm gonna pay you twice as much as it's worth, but I'm gonna rename it OCRC." God, that'd be a dick move. Wouldn't that be a dick move?
That'd be so funny. But that's pretty much what those other guys did to us.
See, you're laughing. You're making me laugh now. I can't stop
I'm
laughing. Did you see Tom Segura on the Two Bears show with Brent? Is it Brent Reichner? Can't remember his last name, but he's.
I've actually never caught that podcast or anything.
So they're on Reddit. They had a clip of it the other day, and it was Brent was drinking his fluids for the right amount of fluids. You know how they say you got to drink a certain amount of water a day or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And Brent's like, "Hold on, man, I got to get my Kool-Aid out," and he drinks it, and Tom's like, "Kool-Aid? Is that really Kool-Aid in there?" He's like, "Yeah, it's Kool-Aid. It's red Kool-Aid." And he hands it over, and Tom takes the cup and he goes like this, and he drinks it, and he starts laughing. He's like, "This really is." He drinks it, and he's like, "This really is Kool-Aid," and then he just starts laughing nonstop like you just did, and he's like laughing so hard. He's like, "There's so much sugar." Because you're not like what you're negating. Like, yeah, you're getting fluids, but you're also putting like a buttload of sugar into your body at the same time. So what's the point? I thought it was really funny. You got to find it.
Oh yeah, I will.
Anyways, okay. So we had back to the racing at Omaha Car Racing Center. We had 157 entries. Again, you're never gonna hear me gloat or anything like that, but I'm also happy. Anytime we get over 150 for a summer series, that's fine. In a way, I'm almost glad it's not like 200. That's a long day.
Yeah,
that ends up being
it would be.
I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Imagine how long we'd have to wait at Hooters.
Jeez Louise, God, could you believe it?
How late it'd be.
That's why I never go out to eat after these things, because usually it's so late that I'm like, nah, I don't feel like it. We went all the way down to a D main in 13.5 4-wheeler. That was the biggest turnout of the day. Independent buggy was close. They had a C main. I will say both mod lower mains, B main and C and of 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive were stacked. I mean, a lot of those guys are usually in the A. Mm-hmm. Quite a few of them were. So that was both really good races. I did get video. So on Mondays, I stopped posting too many videos on Mondays because if we go over our 3, it only pings 3 times throughout the course of the day. So I only posted 2 videos. So I'll post the rest of them tonight.
Okay.
All right. You're still chuckling over there.
It's so funny. Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting the
show. Okay. We'll talk about Plex Spec first. We're going to get the results out, and then we'll take a pivot break, and we'll come back to the chat here, see if there's anything in there. So Plex Spec was pretty darn competitive. So, there's a whole bunch of kids that have been getting faster. Diego Quintana, Josh Benson, Dylan Haas. Even Eli Vanderbeek was like in 3rd place for a couple laps.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. So Dalton Conrad qualified 3rd. He's your points leader, but ended up winning the race. Diego Quintana finished 2nd, but he was way back in like last at the first lap, and then drove all the way up. You can kind of see his graph just sort of just climb his way up, and then on the last lap, he got around Josh to steal away second. Josh Benson got another third. I think he got third last time, too. Dylan Haas finished fourth. Grayson Stevie was fifth, and then Lexi Bolin, I'm not sure what happened there on the last couple laps, but she ended up in way down in sixth place. Actually, it was about halfway through. Eli Vanderbeek was seventh. Mario Quintana from the bump finished eighth. Ariana Smith makes another Plex Spec AMA and finishes ninth. And Isabella gets the bump and finishes 10th. So a couple of the chicas in that main too. Plus last year was won by Jana and Plex Spec. So that's another thing. We got the posters up.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
They look great.
Yeah, I like them. I like them that dark. They're like that black background with the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty sick, dude. When I got that proof, I was like, okay, I'm making one for myself. I normally don't make mine anymore, but because I already have too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded crappy, but I saved the store some money. But this one, I was like, no, I kind of want this one. So, Stadium Truck had 10 entries, so they were all in the main. No bump ups or anything needed. And TJ Williams with the TQ and a win in this one.
Nice. TJ's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he needs to just simmer down, but other than that, he's doing pretty good.
We can talk about that here in a minute, because that's exactly it. Like if he wrecks too many times, he seems to get flustered. But he's a young kid. I mean, they all kind of do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, he had something to be upset about, but it's kind of like, don't show it, you know?
Yeah.
Go,
I mean, he
go
did
out
it
back and go Office Space printer or fax machine
Right.
in your car if you want.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I would do.
yeah. Sturgeon way.
Yeah. John Berding got a second, and Tyler Fleming qualified third, finished third. Brent Cox getting fourth. Justin Stevie fifth. Nick Sneathen. Phil Palmer. Darren Ryder running off-road. I don't think I've seen him running off-road since like the Lincoln off-road days before I even ran it. I don't remember him running off-road since then.
I was so happy to see him racing. He fitted with me too.
Yeah. Josh Ryan was 9th, and Josh Catron was 10th, and I think I finally got that last name right. I like saying Catrone though. Like there needs to be that little squiggly line over the O.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, change your name.
Yeah, change your name so it sounds cooler.
So your new name's cool.
It's fine. Brian Burnt wasn't there in stock truck. He was off, I guess, moving his kid or something like that. So he gets to use his drop. Mod 4-wheel drive, kind of a broken record here. He had Tom Rinderknecht out in front. These top 4 or 5 guys were quadding the double over there all day.
Yeah, and to give you some perspective, that goes like half the length of the building over there. Like, it's a long quad.
And it's low. Like, they're not...
Your car is like, I don't know, 3 feet off the ground, flying like...
They're not getting height at all.
Yeah.
So... I think what happened was one of them, it might have been Alex or Tom, figured it out that they could do it, and then now they're all trying to do it.
Yeah, I think they changed the setup on their car a little bit just to do it.
Yeah, and
there's a couple other sections that like their cars looked really bad, like they didn't turn as good.
Right.
But man, they cleared that quad and made that time up. It's like they gave up half a second to gain up a second.
So Tom Rinderknecht with a TQ and win. It sounds like he's going to Nats in August, so he is going to be out of the points because he's already missed a round. Alex Vanderbeek finished second. Ethan Delaire getting a podium on the 4-wheel drive. Remember last year he just hated his 4-wheel drive car, and
he built up a new one. His old car was like converted or something, like converted to the newer one, and it still had like some of the old parts on it, so it's kind of like a mismatch. And then he built a new kit with the new stuff, and it was a lot better.
Nice. Drew Ruben King from the 8th position, finishing 4th. He definitely didn't qualify as good as his car was. That's for sure.
Oh, tell me about it. I know about that.
Derek Wood qualified 5th, finished 5th. Tyler Patton from the bump, finished 6th. Dave Alberico was up there. First time we've seen him in a while. Finished in 7th. Nate Sutherland finished 8th. Bradley Peterson was 9th. And Aiden Olson broke out. He broke on the quad, actually, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was a really weird break. Like, his car just landed and it sawed an axle off.
Yeah. Then we move on to 40 plus. And so Mac and I have been pretty much tied up the whole way. And Mac finally broke the tie. So neither of us have had a TQ and a win. We've all had TQs and then seconds. And he got a TQ and a win. I finished 2nd. David Peevler got a podium. Ken Peterson was up for the first time this year, finished 4th. I kind of talked him into running 40 plus with us. I was like, dude, you please. We need more.
Yeah.
We need more this year. Because this year's been weird. There's just been, I mean, it's 10 or 11 guys, but in all honesty, there's a little bit of a talent gap between 1st and 10th. And so,
yeah.
You know, I mean, if you think about it, last year we had Tony Leatherman, Ken Peterson, Kyle Gannon. So there's 3. Brian Burnt wasn't here, you know. So
Right.
Qualified 3rd, finished 4th. Brian Cox finished 5th. Mike Sanders was there, finished in 6th. Phil Palmer got a good finish for him, 7th. Kurt Benson, Josh McMullen, Matt Robinson, and Mark Schmidt. And actually got that one on video. So we'll get that up later. Independent buggy. So Cole Webb with a TQ and a win. The month of July, he dominated. So last round, he just drove away from everybody, and he did the exact same thing here. So he's getting fast quick, which is pretty cool. I think he's still running my old car too, or Emerson's old car.
Oh, that's good.
Justin Stevie with the 2nd. Daniel Bender got 3rd. He got a podium from the 5th spot up to the 3 spot. Tyler Fleming was 4th. TJ Williams was 5th. He didn't finish the race. Otherwise, he probably would have finished 4th. So Justin, Daniel, and TJ were all kind of there towards the end in a scrum. And TJ ended up crashing at the end of the straight. And, you know, it helps to think big picture at the Summer Series. So even if that happens, if he would have finished 4th, that's 1 more point, you know?
Yeah.
So I told him afterwards, I'm like, you need to finish no matter what. You would have finished 4th instead of 5th. Granted, it's just 1 point, but still, 1 point is 1 point, you know? Just finish the race. Then go stew about it, you know, on a marshalling spot or whatever. Janet Peevler was 6th. Jerry Doherty came up for the first Summer Series this year, finished in 7th. Phil Palmer was 8th. Josh McMullen was 9th, and Nick Sneathen also broke out, I think. No, he didn't. No, he finished 10th place. Then Mod 2-wheel drive. You had Tom Rinnerneck getting the win, qualified 3rd. Alex Vanderbeek with the TQ in a 2nd. So they both got 100 points for the day. But like I said, Tom is going to Nationals at the end of this month in Maryland, if they have it. That'd be interesting. Right. If Maryland puts up like another shutdown or something like that, that could change things.
Yeah, I believe there's talks of that. I don't know.
Yeah. Boy, that would suck for Roar, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
2 years in a row having their Nationals canceled. Ethan Delaire with another podium. Qualified 5th, finished 3rd. And he was pretty patient for the most part. He was behind you at one point, and I think I can't remember how he got around you, but I know he didn't like. I don't think
that was when I ran into Aiden and flipped my car onto the straightaway.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that. Dang it. Yeah.
Well, he short jumped the jump coming on the straightaway. I thought we were going, but whatever. And I ran into him, but it was like, I don't know. I had a really good car, And I was like, when I was up there with the leaders, like I was trying not to run into them.
Yeah.
Like the whole time. And it was like, I was getting kind of frustrated because I was like trying not to run into Aiden. And I was going to try, I don't know what I was just trying to get down the straightaway, and I ran into his car. My whole race, like I got the short end of every stick.
Yeah.
Like I just had a bad luck race, you know?
That jump coming onto the straightaway is tough to judge no matter where you're at on the stand too.
Yeah, you lose your car for a split second. So that's why I always just send it over it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, there's another round.
Yep.
You know?
Drew Rubin King finished 4th. Aiden Olson was 5th. Dave Albarico was 6th. Will Brinton, you were 7th. Probably not where you wanted to be. But still, a solid A main qualifier, and I mean you're up there battling.
Yeah. Can't always get on the podium, you know. It makes them ones where you have a good day so much sweeter, you know.
Mm-hmm. Derek Wood was 8th, Bradley Peterson was 9th, and Cody Lundberg was 10th. If you go to 13.5 wheeler, this is great. So Caden Bairding with the win. And dude, he withstood pressure the whole race. He had pressure from Tyler. He had pressure from Jackson. Almost the entire race. And
he did really good.
He did not crack at all. So very impressive run for your previous Plex Spec champ, Caden Bairding. Tyler Patnoud was 2nd, and Jackson Anderson got a TQ in 3rd. So he got 99 points for the day. So he's still flying high in 13.5. He's got a pretty substantial lead.
Mm-hmm.
David Peevler was 4th. Chad Rubin King was 5th. Ashley McCormick was 6th. Ken Peterson was 8th. Shane Albarico was 8th from the bump. TJ was 9th. And Brent Riley was 10th, and I think he busted. Yeah, he did. But Brent made both of his mains from qualifying in him, so that's really good for Brent too. Mini Truggy. You had Stephen Will coming down for the first time this year, taking the win from the 4th qualifying spot. He drove a pretty good race. Dustin Hosick got a TQ in 2nd, so he still scores 100, which he needed to move in front of Emerson in the points. Dane Gangler was 3rd. It's his first time out this year after a little bit of a break. Emerson, he just had a weird weekend altogether. Qualified 5th, finished 4th. Probably had faster truck than that, but he just, I don't know. He wasn't really driving his best. Crashed a lot. He also broke his truck in practice, and we had to change some stuff on it to get it to work right. Matt Robinson was 5th. Jonathan Haas was 6th. Chad Irwin was 7th. Ryan Hodgson was 8th, and Logan Prismanis qualified 2nd. But he had some problems right in the middle of the race. He would have been up there. He would have been probably another spot that Emerson would have dropped. So I'm kind of okay with Logan breaking out in that one. His dad's probably listening, going, "You son of a." But Logan hasn't raced a summer series all year long either, so there was a couple spoilers in that one.
Yeah.
And then Expert Stock Buggy was the last race of the day. I got to say, the racing on Saturday was really good. The first round this year, 13.5 four-wheel drive, it was pretty rough, just all across the board, but the rest of the races seemed to be good. Since then, the racing's been really good.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tyler Patnoud took a TQ and a win. Jackson Anderson finished 2nd. Cody Lundberg was 3rd. Jeremy Fellas, your points leader, was 4th. Chad Rubin King was 5th. Brent Riley was 6th. Dustin Hosick 7th. Ken Peterson 8th. David Peevler 9th. And Caden Bairding was 10th. This was another crazy close one. So, Tyler got the extra lap, but it doesn't look close, but it definitely was. Jackson Anderson with a 28 flat, and then Cody got a 28.801, so he's only about a second back. 9/10 of a second back for the finish there. Jackson made a pretty aggressive pass on Tyler, and it didn't take Tyler out. Like, he didn't crash or anything or get crashed. but Jackson definitely kind of ran over his car sort of in the corner. Like he outmotored him up the hill, got to the corner, and they both turned at the same time. They connected. Tyler and then Jackson kind of drove on top of Tyler's car and then drove off after the 180. And then like a lap later, Jackson gave that spot back.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, it just depends. Like, I don't know, me and another driver in my main got into it, and I was actually a little bit upset about it. Because I had a really clean pass, and they just like went straight and ran into my car, and my car like went flying like into a whole nother lane of traffic, and they didn't wait, you know.
But did
it's
you
kind of like,
so you got crashed though?
Yeah, I got crashed.
But in this instance, Tyler did not.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, if nobody wrecked and you got around them, then it's like you just kind of keep going, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have to kind of muscle your way through. I'll bump a car in front of me and not wreck them and move them out of the way.
It reminded me.
You've seen me do it. I've done it to you.
Yeah, it reminded me of the 1995 two-wheel drive Worlds. A-Main number, I think it was A-Main number 2. Mm-hmm. And Matt Francis got on the inside of Masami, got kind of to the corner just before he did, and then Masami turned like this, and Matt drove over his car, and Masami was in the pipe. Mm-hmm. But Masami, his car basically was already kind of like going that way, and Matt was at the corner. They were both going to the. They're both trying to get to the corner first, and so they mm-hmm. connected. And I remember an interview, and Matt said that you can't always be a nice guy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that case, and I don't think there was any animosity. There's no animosity between these guys at all. But in that case, yeah, you can't be a nice guy all the time. It was a pretty awesome move. I mean, he kind of set it up, and he got to the corner almost at the same time, and you know, Tyler didn't get wrecked. So I don't know. I would have just kept going. I wouldn't have given the spot back. If that was me, I would have just been like, oh, that's pretty sweet, and then kept going.
Oh, he gave him the spot back?
Yeah.
I thought he wrecked and gave it back.
No, he gave him the spot back. He pulled over and waited and gave him the spot back.
Oh, no, I just kept going.
Yeah.
That was nice of him.
No, it was. And I told Jackson too. I'm like, well, dude, I'll support you, whatever you think. If you felt like you needed to give him the spot back, then okay. Yeah. But I was like, but
no,
it was.
I mean, that's really good sportsmanship. But
yeah,
I mean, you know, if his car didn't flip over, and I mean, it's kind of, if you're on the inside, you know, it's kind of his responsibility to give way. I mean, that was the other thing. Like, I had the inside line, then it turned into the outside line. But, you know, if like somebody's going to rip throttle and just run into your car, and, you know, it's one thing. But, mm-hmm. like, when you guys are side by side, probably full throttle, I mean, he could have lifted, you know, the outside car.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't realize he'd pulled over and gave the spot back. I think wrecked and gave it back.
No, it was about a half a lap later, and I believe it was coming onto the straightaway that he pulled mm-hmm. over, and I was like, "What's going on? Jackson's car!" And I'm like, "Oh," and I go, yeah. I said on the mic, "You probably will hear it when I post the video." I was like, "I don't know about that."
Yeah. Well, you know, like these races are too short to just wait.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to make your car heavy, and something that happens in the air, that's one thing. You know, it's kind of a little different. Like,
yeah,
you don't necessarily have control over your car not to bump somebody in the air, and you both go over the jump at the same time. Like, and the outside car could have given some space or, you know, checked up, but it's like, you know, like I said, like sometimes you got to work your way through the field and move some cars out of the way. Yeah. You can't just wait for a mistake. Sometimes it never happens. You know, you kind of have to force a mistake or, make them blow a corner. I mean, that's usually what I do. Like right at the braking, you just kind of give them a little couple nudges and then move them out of the way.
It's like I told Emerson when we went to California. We went to OCRC a couple of years ago, and we raced there 3 times in a week. And I'm like, okay, out here, okay, because the last time I raced in California, nobody waited for me. And I'm like, if you accidentally run somebody over or spin them or something happens, I'm like, if the race director doesn't say anything, you keep driving.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm not saying that that's what I want people to do at the Plex. Because I think we've been very sportsmanlike with all of our racing for the last couple of years. But I have had
you have to wait.
Yeah, but I have told people to give that. So I had to tell Bender to give a spot back this weekend. You know, so it does happen. You just gotta, you know, kind of gotta know.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that's Summer Series racing. Do you want to take a pivot break and then we'll go through the chat? There's not much, so it'll be quick.
Okay, yeah. I have a what's new item. I have permission to talk about it.
Nice.
So.
It's going to be like a minute, so.
Yeah, okay.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yeah! This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
This is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group. Today is May 10th, 2021, and here to give you guys an update on Pivot Lending. Last time we were on the show, we had just opened up our new headquarters that were located at 470 in Kipling in the Littleton, Colorado. Super excited about that. But we have also opened up an office outside of Las Vegas. So we have a new retail office there. And just 2 weeks ago, opened up an office in Salt Lake City. The office manager in Salt Lake City is Taylor Bills. So we're excited. Taylor's from the area. He's got an interesting past. He played professional baseball. He was a pitcher. He also, I think it was the very first reality show on ABC, like America's Most Beautiful Person. He won it. And so he's really, really great guy. So we are on the cusp of entering into some really exciting markets in the New England area. So stay tuned. And look forward to bringing the updates to you guys here probably towards the end of summer.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Have you ever thought about what would happen if you had gone on that show, America's Most Beautiful Person? Do you remember that show?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Oh, it is a kind of a early to mid 2000s reality TV show when there was like this boom of America's Got Talent, America's Dances Talent, America's whatever, and then they just this, I think it was on channel, I think it was NBC, where they just, I think it was, oh God, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Lorenzo Lamas was like one of the judges, and he had this little laser, and he would use the laser to like pick out, like just destroy people that are standing up. They had to stand up there in like a bathing suit, and he would just use the laser to like show like, oh, you got too much fat right here, and the thigh gap isn't right, and this doesn't make any sense. You know, I would if I was on that show, I'd be like, yeah, my whole body is right here, man, and like I'd get lasered like the whole thing.
Yeah,
nothing but.
You couldn't do a show like that today.
You couldn't. No, definitely
not. That's like body shaming.
Yeah, not in a bathing suit for sure.
No, I mean, like, you couldn't say, like, man, this guy's a big fat idiot.
Dude, I am a big fat idiot, though. Look at how fat I've gotten.
Yeah, I know. We both
it's terrible.
Like, it's
God.
I'm working on it, though. I'm a middle-aged man, you know?
I haven't ridden my bike in, like, a month. I've been so, like, partially lazy, but partially busy.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I saw Louis C.K. on
Working
Thursday.
on it. Takes longer because I'm a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
You're looking at my gut, aren't you? You remember that Saturday Night Live sketch with Mike Myers?
Is it Mike Myers?
Yeah, it was Mike Myers.
I
He's a
think so.
middle-aged man.
Middle-aged man. I think so.
His dad was old man, and the only difference between the two is that he can program a VCR.
All right, we'll go through the comments real fast.
I have a what's new.
You have a what's? Oh, what's? Oh, well, let's get your what's new.
Okay. So like some of you guys might not know, so they're coming. I don't know when they'll be available to order, but I ordered mine today. Those super sweet, really nice setup boards that J Concepts made like 6 years ago. Like with the carbon fiber and the aluminum or whatever. I ordered one. I got one coming.
Nice.
And they're pretty sweet.
Nice.
They have like this copper color. That's the one I got. I got copper.
Are those the ones that light up?
No, they don't light up.
Oh, okay.
So they're super sweet. And I wanted one back then. I missed out because I didn't have any money. So I had some money this time. So I got one.
Nice. Yeah. Tom Smith gave me a big sheet of tile that's all flat. So I'm good.
Yeah. You're going to be a tile guy?
I'm a tile guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those today, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had Steve RC, so Steve Eichler, he's one of our Patreon members. He let us borrow a battery for Emerson's truck main, so I'd like to big old thanks to him, because right now our 4900s must be old. So, Jackson says it was a steak from Applebee's, so I must have been talking about how grumpy I was or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. John Haas says
that was just like an angry steak. Like if that steak could have talked, it'd have been like, "Kill me, Dad." Like it shouldn't exist. Like, kill me.
John Haas says I only ask Kip about airplanes. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I mean, Kip's grown on me over the years.
Airplane guy.
He's the airplane guy. He definitely sells a lot of airplanes.
He's your airplane specialist. They're like if you were going in there with like an airplane, and it'd be like Pawn Star style. You'd be like, "Here, I got this guy. Like, we can just go consult the specialist. Wait 5 minutes, and I'll just go get him. Like, he's the guy, you know."
John Haas also said on the whole 1-star Brian guy thing, I bet he's loaded. Yeah, it's something like that. Again, life's not fair. I just got the bump. You're the big winner. I don't know what that means.
He's probably one of those guys that posts stuff on Facebook. It's like, I remember when we used to drink from the hose and eat bologna and record TV from the antenna and play in the bologna and drink Pepsi straight from the hose and swim in the Pepsi and like and share and give a hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you remember recording from the antenna, like one of those guys. Anyway.
He could be one of those guys that wants to know like what was the first street you ever lived on posts.
Yeah.
So that he can find out your info.
Oh, maybe.
You know? He's probably not that smart. I don't think he's that smart. I think I'm giving him too much credit. We're back on this subject again. We should probably move on.
Yeah. You know, subject would be nice to be back on is naming the Flex OCRC.
I have a request. Everybody listening right now, if you haven't already done it, go to look up the Hobbytown Hobbyplex on Google and give us a 5-star review so that it negates the 1-star review. We like to keep that rating high. So
yeah, keep it high.
Go do that for us, and that'd be a great thing. So yeah, instead of leaving a super chat tonight, go give the Hobbytown Hobbyplex a 5-star review.
Mm-hmm. Please and thank you.
Yeah, please and thank you. Peter Renault says that he got to the track today. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's good.
He also says his body's practically ruined now, so he must have been doing a lot of laps.
Get that J Concepts F2.
Yeah,
that's my favorite body for two-wheel.
It is a good looking truck body.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it scale, stupid. I know why the Kool-Aid is used. I do the same thing. So it must be used. There must be other things in the Kool-Aid.
Oh. Yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. X-Taz Fast. The X-Taz Fast X. The X-Taz Fast. I always get that name messed up. Is in. Says, what's up, everybody? John Haas said that he had a front row seat for Jackson's pass. Jackson got the inside. Tyler shut the door. Jackson went over him. John Haas also felt that it was just a racing incident.
Mm-hmm.
So, but either way, I mean, Tyler, that whole trio of them, Tyler and Jackson and Cole, drove one hell of a race. And Jeremy was just like so close, but not close enough to do anything when they started mixing it up back there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then Riley says we love Buddy Kip. We love our buddy Kip. Kip getting some love on the podcast. I had Kip once do an unboxing of a jet on the Hobbyplex Show YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And
just one time.
Just one time. He was like nervous. He's like really, really nervous. I was like, why are you nervous? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. And then I had him film me once, and I think it was the felony unboxing I did, and you could hear him breathing through the mic. And so like half the comments on this very popular, it has like 9,000 views. Half the comments are like, Jesus, dude, get that guy on a treadmill so he stops breathing so hard.
What if I just like breathed like that on the podcast, like the whole time, just like.
I was supposed to call Taz. That's it. Taz Fast is Taz.
Oh, hey Taz.
Yeah. So, that's about it. We've been on for a while.
Yeah.
I hope the beep earlier turned out okay.
Nah, that'd be fine.
I didn't want to actually say the word just in case we missed it.
Yeah.
You know, so I might have fudged that one up a little bit.
No, it's okay.
I should have said fudge. Then who cares?
Yeah. Oh, fudge.
Oh, fudge.
I didn't say fudge. I said the big one.
Yeah. Christmas Story, right? That's Christmas Story.
Yeah, Christmas Story.
Gosh, that's so awesome. Okay, one quick one before we go. Steve RC wants to know, is the F2 body also good for the buggy?
Yeah, no, I use that on my buggy. It's right here. See, look at it.
That's the F2. That's the one I would recommend.
Yeah, I use the F2 body. I use the F2 body on my truck. Everybody says it's ugly. I think this body's sweet. I like this body. I really do.
I think everybody thinks it's ugly because it's got that giant front end on it.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way it looks.
But I kind of like it.
You're going to like the way your F2 truck body looks.
It looks mean. It looks really mean. So.
Yeah, like me.
Mean.
Good.
All right. Well, this show, as always, was brought to you by Pivot Lending Group, and you can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show. Get 0.125 off your interest rate or $500 lender credit. Make sure you get a hold of Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad. And got some cool stuff coming in the pipe. So if you haven't become a Patreon member, you know, we're not asking for a lot. I didn't even put any things on there.
On this next one.
Yeah, we might have some stuff. I'm working on some stuff that's going to be a Patreon only sort of thing for a period of time. So if you want to get on there, it wouldn't be a bad idea. There will be an after-hour show this Thursday since I got nothing else better to do. And then this weekend's the Saturday Truck Series finals. So
yeah, building my truck shocks right here in my J-Concept Shocky thing.
Nice. We're gonna have I got trophies ordered for the top 3.
Nice.
And
we have them this weekend.
Yeah, they look really good. They look really good.
Okay.
So
are they cups or what are they?
No, they're little trophies. I didn't get big trophies. Big trophies are like expensive, and we just charged everybody regular price racing. So
yeah.
But it's something cool to have. Top 3 in each class. So it'll be good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. This was a long show. We spent a lot of time on Brian.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time on Applebee's and Hooters.
Yeah.
But hey, we spent a lot less time than we were there.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. Screw you, Brian.
Yeah. F you, Brian.
All right, we got to go.